one woman, they gave us a story. She was persecuted because she thanked Jesus for helping her pass her exam on WhatsApp, and someone reported her. They went to her home and killed her. Like, there's more people persecuted in 1 year there than all over the country for believing in Jesus. I mean, and they're privately funded. They have an incredible budget, but still, that's a lot of people you're trying to save. I mean,
now, how does all that work with kind of balancing the business life as well as the personal life and home and family? And
luckily, I get to work from home most days. Like, this is the first time I've been in the office, and I really don't know how long. And so I was like collecting the mail. So working from home is very helpful because, you know, I can run a couple appointments and then run downstairs and prep some food, and that makes it a lot more obtainable than if I was just at an office all day long every day.
Yeah. And so how does somebody typically contact you? I mean, is it mostly referral based? Do they come through the website? Is it social media? I mean, I know you guys have your hands in a lot of different places. What does that typically look like?
It's either current clients, social media, friends. I mean, in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten referrals on Facebook, Nashville Girls Group, Franklin Moms, Murfreesboro, everywhere from, someone we played baseball with in 2015 referring me because they remembered I did insurance, so it's just a wide range. But honestly, a text message to me, my, personal phone, a message on Facebook, I'm constantly making sure I'm checking all the channels that people can contact me to make sure that I'm, getting to everyone when I can.
Yeah. And what drew you guys to U.S. Health Advisors? What was the
culture?
Okay.
The CEO, Troy McQuaig, he'd been in the industry for 20 plus years and saw this need of a group of people that the marketplace or the government was going to hurt them in their businesses, and created and patented some products. And, just again, their culture was just like nothing I have never seen. We loved it. So that's where we stayed.
Yeah. Well, and it seems to me too that they're constantly trying to figure out how to bring a better product or incorporate a couple products together to give somebody an option that maybe was kind of lost in the cracks.
Yeah, and that was in itself. They have 3 flagship products plus supplements, and the way that one of them is a traditional deductible. You have a co-insurance and a max out of pocket. Those plans are customizable. You can basically write the plan to where you're only out of pocket if something happens. The only time you're going to meet your deductible is if you have a sickness that is maybe like an emergency, appendicitis, gallbladder, those kind of things. Because we can make your plan. We can build your plan to where if you have any accident, it's $500, period. Or if you had a critical illness, there's a supplement you can build in to cover your max out of pocket. So technically that could be the one thing. So to me, it's like I've just eliminated two out of the 3 biggest risks that you have. If something bad happens, that's a win. And anybody that is my client and they refer people to me, those people pay 1 premium. The company sends them $100 referral fee. So I'm not even having to do that. And I saw that. I was like, this is unheard of. Like, this never happens. 1 year I sent a girl, $1,800 because she referred me that many people over the time.
Yeah.
And we're in 30 states. So North Carolina, Texas, South Carolina, Florida, those are just states I've helped people in the last couple months. So
yeah. Is it predominantly, so the 30 out of the 50, is it predominantly Southeast or?
Yeah, there's, we have Arizona. There's a few on the west side, but some of those states are very specific, like California, Washington, Utah, New York, like the uppers. We'll never touch those in the private market.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It
is what it is.
It's hard to do business in those states.
That's right. It's okay. We got plenty other states to go around.
That's right. Absolutely. What's a good piece of leadership advice that you've received along the way whether it was in insurance or whether it was kind of when you were making the transition or even recently?
I was a manager at the bars. Mm-hmm. I was even like the assistant to the administrator at the doctor's office. I was very just in charge of a lot of things a lot of time. All the way down to when I grew up, my mom owned a daycare. There were 20 kids at my house every day from the time I was 5 to 16. I was always the oldest and always in charge. And, I think not even advice, but so much just experience is don't speak to something if you haven't done it and experienced and found out if it worked or not to yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you, hey, I need you to try this. It's not something I've tried, but let's see, just that communication, like letting them know up front, like even, and sharing the wealth, right? Yeah. Like at the bar business, if I hit a certain amount of sales at a certain time, I got a bonus. And so I'm like, hey, bartenders, let's push this, let's push that. After, if we hit these numbers, I'll buy you a shot, right? Like that was fun, right?
Right.
I'll share my, bonus with you. This is, hey, I'll buy you a shot. It works. That's all they wanted, Yeah. So that's probably my best is just share the wealth and communicate. Like if you're getting bonused on something as a leader or you're going to profit more, then let them be a part of it too, because then they become so much more caring and responsible for wanting to help you get there.
Yeah. Well, I think too, just the authenticity and transparency goes a long way. Mm-hmm. And this was years ago, but I got a job offer from a company, and it was bizarre. They didn't talk to their people, and so they wanted to hire me to come in and get the company ready to sell. And I was going to have to sign an NDA to not disclose that at all to any of the employees. And I said, "Don't you realize that if you shared with them what you're trying to do, sure, you're going to have some that leave, but if you're sharing the fact that," because what they told me is they wanted somebody that would be a good fit to take all of their employees and that they'd all have a good place to work. Why wouldn't you share that with them? Yes, you'll lose a couple, but the majority of them are going to take pride in the fact that, or they may even own, hey, let me help steer the ship. Let me help try to figure out who's going to buy the company. Let me make it as great as it can possibly be so that somebody awesome wants us. They can help you. And they were just completely against it. And I said, that's not what I'm looking for. We can't work together. That's not a mentality that I'm going to be in.
No, and you have to, I agree with that, because if you don't let them know, then they're going to start what our minds do and make their own assumptions, and it's going to put this false reality into them and almost be like on the offense or the defense all this time instead of on your side. I mean, that goes with any relationship you have in communication. Sure. So, am I the best communicator? Absolutely not. But I'm always working on it to make sure that I am. Right.
Well, I mean, no community, no company, no relationship ever failed because they communicated too well.
That's what Nick always says. He's like, no one fails if you communicated too much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, that was a problem because you over communicated with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you won't have people leave.
Right.
You may be communicating something that somebody doesn't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
But you're also telling everybody else, this is what we're about. This is what we're going to go do. And if you want to be a part of it, well, hey, this is the goal. It's kind of like putting your goals up in your bathroom in the morning. Like everybody sees it. Everybody knows.
That's right.
I think that's just good advice to anybody for your family or for your company or whatever you're in. Like just tell the truth.
Yep. That's it.
Now, you guys have been a part of the National Prayer Breakfast for several years. A lot of people don't even know what that is. I didn't before we started talking about it. If you will kind of give viewers a little idea what that looks like.
Yeah, I guess it was about 3 years ago, someone came to us and said, hey, do you want to go to this National Prayer Breakfast? And I looked it up and I'm like, you really can't find much about it. Even the history, it's very just not all out. It's just not on the mainstream of anything. And so I was like, well, let's go. It's in Washington, D.C. We're staying at this cool hotel. And 3 years in, I mean, the people that you meet, it's one of the best networking events in the whole entire country, in the world, every single year. Yeah. Because you're in a room with princes and emperors and of all these other countries, and these countries come here and they love it. Like, usually it's, I believe this past year there were 2,200 people in attendance, and I would say at least 1,200, if not more, were from other countries. They didn't even live here. So that can kind of, I mean, the languages, it's so fun. The first 2 years we went, the president spoke from the Capitol, because they didn't do it because of COVID, and then for a couple years, and then that's just kind of what they did moving forward. Sure. But this past year, the president was in the room, and this year was so cool because, like, one night we're walking outside because it was kind of warm, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a secret, like, you could see like 12 Secret Service cars around the circle at the Hilton where Reagan got shot, or that's where we're walking, like, showing our friends. And then you see all of these Secret Service people, and it was because JD Vance was leaving, and then, like, somebody else was there the night before. I mean, it's just wild. And it's the things that you learn about too. I had no idea that many people in Congress prayed, like, in the political, like, you just don't know. And these people are getting up and speaking. Oh, I met this person at my prayer group, and I remember even talking to one of our insurance clients, and he was trying to get in front of the governor. He's like, yeah, I got to get in a prayer group to get in front of the governor. And it's like, wow, okay. So it exposes you to this whole other world that you don't even know it exists. And we love it. I mean, in fact, the guy that is the coordinator of Tennessee that kind of gets all the delegates and everything, he's coming in the office tomorrow to be on Nick's podcast. His name's Haynes Torbett. Great guy. But it's just so cool. And, like, we got to go on a private tour of the Capitol. We get to do that every single year. And every year that we do that, I learn something new. The year before, we went to the Bible Museum. Highly recommend. We were with a couple, let me backstory that. The first year we're there, we have no idea what to expect. Mm-hmm. We get in there, we're going to a table, and you're not seated with anybody you come with. You're always seated with something you don't know. And this little cute woman and her husband walk up. He looks like he's been hunting all day, and they couldn't find their table. And he said, hey, can we sit with you? We're like, sure. And the wife's like, oh, I found us a table. And he said, no, hun, come sit down right here. We get to talking. What industry are you? We're in the hospitality. His dad founded the Holiday Inn. Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's who we were sitting with. And we ended up spending so much time. We ended up going to their house in Memphis and hanging with them. And then they're big donors of the Bible Museum. So we got to go on this private tour of the 5th floor, where it's basically the first Bible ever written, all the way to where it is now. I mean, we were in there for 2 hours in that one floor. You could stay in there all day. Sure. That was just such a cool experience. I mean, it all is. And then we always do, like, a little private dinner the night that you get there, like, welcome, and, like, so many Tennessee legislators. Like, I can't remember his name. It's left my mind today, like most things. But he and I talked for 30 minutes, just having the best conversations, because he grew up close to where I grew up, and you just get the opportunity to be in front of people you would never think you would be in front of. So
yeah. No, absolutely. Well, and the thing about it is, you and Nick both light up when you talk about it, and so it's fantastic to see. I think you guys probably, from my experience with you guys get more excited and put more, I guess, a thought into when that event is happening than anything else that I see that you guys go to from a business or networking standpoint. I mean, like, this place is just a buzz the week before.
It's just, you're going there with 2,000 plus people to only talk about Jesus, right? And as someone of faith, like, there's XYZ, there's this. At the end of the day, like, I know that the only way to heaven is through Jesus. And if I'm going to celebrate with these politicians, like, everyone overlooks everything. It's people joke about, like, it's so fun. I mean, this past year, we got to go hear Jordan Peterson speak to, like, 50 people. I was like, hey, I'll be right back. I forgot something in my room. I go get on the elevator. Jordan Peterson just is like, oh, hey. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, that just happens all the time. It's so cool. It's so cool. It is fun. But ultimately, you're there just, celebrating Jesus. Like, what else is there in Washington, D.C.? It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. That's fantastic. And then how is that? So it's a great experience. You guys have done it now 3 times. How has that kind of played into your world? Has it reshaped anything? How you do things? Who you network with? What has come from that's not part of that week?
I think just the relationships after you meet all these people. Nick's had several people every year that we meet on the podcast and has just turned into one thing to the next. It just leads to so many other open doors. And it's at the beginning of the year. So it's like you're setting your tone for the rest of the year. And then, now they've, Haynes, the person that does everything for Tennessee, pretty much we get to invite a certain amount of people every year. So we're always like looking for the people that are like-minded that would also help bring other people that are like-minded. And it just kind of, like I said, it sets the tone for, all right, who are we looking to find to go to this prayer breakfast that's, like-minded? Maybe it's someone in our network or someone we haven't met yet, but who are they? Where are they?
Well, it just causes you to have your eyes open and looking. And I think just by and large, whether we're talking about the National Prayer Breakfast, whether we're talking about the couple that you sat beside that, his dad started Holiday Inn. I mean, because I'm even reminded, you think about all the things that set us on a path. Holiday Inn was critical to people traveling.
Changed the game for people with kids.
It was the combination of Holiday Inn and the automobile that really expanded travel, and that the idea of you traveled for vacation and you went somewhere that was more than a couple hours away, and look at, now we travel all the time. We have the ability to, and I think just by and large, all types of people have amazing stories and things that we just don't uncover. And that's one of the reasons for my podcast. I know it's a part of the reason for Nick's podcast is, like, I want to know those stories.
Yeah. And you have we went to, it's called, oh God, I can't remember. I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's a place where they protect people of faith from, genocide, like all these things. But in one of the countries, in Nigeria, there's more people persecuted in 1 year there than all over the country for believing in Jesus. And we got to go listen to their lawyers and all their people speak. And that was like, how do people not? And they're privately funded. They have an incredible budget, but still, that's a lot of people you're trying to save. One woman, they gave us a story. She was persecuted because she thanked Jesus for helping her pass her exam on WhatsApp, and someone reported her. They went to her home and killed her. Oh my God. And then the other lady said something about some other lady had on WhatsApp the next few days was agreed that was wrong. They arrested her and put her in prison for 2 years. She couldn't have access to her family. Like, it makes you really perspective. Like, we are so spoiled. Like the fact that we wake up and have the free will and freedom to worship and do and choose what we want. We have no idea how lucky we are. We have no idea. And that just puts so many things in perspective for you.
Well, it's one reason why, when somebody talks bad about America, when they're not all in on this is the greatest place you could possibly live, it infuriates me because they take so many things for granted. Not that we don't all. We all take things for granted. Absolutely. But where we can have a difference of opinion, where we can speak our mind, where you can own a business, where you can raise your kids. Just what a wonderful
freedom
place.
Of religion, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And going back to like travel, like their stories. At the breakfast, I sat beside this guy and we got to talk, and he was a doctor. Turns out he is a doctor in Abu Dhabi and to the prince. Yeah. Like he reports directly to the prince. Like his stories, he seriously said, hey, hit me up this time of year, come on over, like just get on a plane and get here. I got everything else. Like bring your family. I will show you things. I'm like, what? Like that's incredible. Like would it never in Dubai? Like I have this opportunity to go to Dubai and see their whole country. And I was listening to a podcast the other day where she lives in Dubai and it was like, no one has locks or keys and you can leave your Rolex like on a chair. No one's going to touch it. I mean, they'll probably cut your arm off if you do, but the consequences are a lot different there than here. But
yeah. Well, it's, so one of the guys that was on the podcast, Bob Learn, he's one of the top bowling coaches in the world. So he lives in Dubai right now. And so we talk a couple days a week, and I think it's like 9 hours between. So, early in the morning is, mid evening for him, or vice versa. And, the other day, so a couple of my clients here in Middle Tennessee are in the exotic car industry. And so I didn't realize before just a year or two ago how many exotic cars there are in Middle Tennessee. It's crazy. And I was talking about that. I forget what reason. And he goes, Jim, I'll just walk to my car. And so he goes downstairs and just in the apartment building, and he walks to his car, and it's like an exotic car show on the way to his car.
Always.
He goes, you don't understand. Like, one of my bowlers on his bowling team has a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's just everyday life there.
And it's just every day for them. So it's, yeah.
And they don't pay taxes.
Right. Right.
I of course, when I meet someone, I'm like so curious. I want to know so many things so that I can have conversation. So I went on this deep dive into Dubai and Abu Dhabi and one of the things the guy's working on is people that are trafficked in the other country, like I can't remember the country, but they bring them there and basically set them up for life. Like that was one of their big philanthropy things that they're working on right now. Yeah.
Now I will say I don't look forward to their like June and July weather. From what I understand, it's like 120.
Yeah,
and they're on the water, so it's like 100% humidity and 120 degrees.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Like stepping in front of a hairdryer.
Yeah.
But crazy that you meet all kinds of wonderful people from all over the world.
It's fantastic.
So kind of circling back to being a mom of to some rock stars out there. Obviously, Ethan's huge into sports. Now, is Ansley, is she in sports yet?
She's done some dance. I think I'm just going to let her choose. We'll probably let her try some t-ball. Maybe next year. Who knows? We'll see. But I played fast pitch softball from 7th grade till my senior year in high school. I was pitched and played second base. So I'm like rooting for her to be like a sports, not like a dance person.
Sure.
Which I did both, Right. But now it's so different now. Back then we did one night a week we did dance and then we'd recital. There was not all this competition, but we'll just kind of see. But she has her glove and her ball that her papa's got her that we take to the games. And last night before bed, it was, Mom, I need to go in the dugout next time. Okay. You hear me? You understand me? I'm like, okay. So, I think she will naturally gravitate towards whatever, Ethan's, she might play drums and want to play ball. Like, who knows?
Never know. Idealizing Big Brother.
Yeah. But no, Ethan's very into it. And he, his dream is to play in the Yankee Stadium, and
shortstop, right?
He's outfield and pitcher.
Okay.
And he can switch hit. So
okay.
He just, if we can keep his focus, because he is such a social butterfly and loves to like just hang out. Then we let's get him to college.
Yeah. If
we can get him to college and focus from now until then, that's 3 years from now, and put in the work. It's all. It's like you just put in the work, buddy.
Yeah.
What is it they say? Like, if you set all the MLB players in Nissan Stadium, it wouldn't fill it up.
That's right.
So think about what the percentage is of how many people make it to that platform. So
that's right. But he's got a good start.
He's got a great start. And we got to go on the Yankee Stadium field last year. Like, hello, it was pretty awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, kind of in that same vein, we didn't talking about this, but you guys have chosen a different education route. Mm-hmm. And as someone with an 11-year-old, and I'm studying that at the moment, trying to figure out like what is the right path. How did you guys settle on hybrid school?
So we did public school because it was 4 minutes. And that's what we did. That's what we knew. Up until 5th grade, COVID happened. And he had just got out of 4th grade and was going into 5th grade. The first 2 days we were supposed to do online school. Mm-hmm. Nothing worked. No one was communicating. And I said, no, we are not doing this. I don't care if I have to homeschool you. Like, this is not an option. it's not going to work. And at the time, if we had not done what we did, he would have never went to school his 5th grade year. It would have all been online. And so we started looking into alternative options. At first, I was like, well, let me just see if I can find a tutor to come to the house 2 days a week, and then I'll do the rest. And it's like $1,500. And they're like, well, we're going to wear a mask. I'm like, yeah, no, no, okay, pass. So I was like, okay, what else is out there? And I was actually at one of our baseball games, and one of the moms, Heather Adams, I don't even know if she knows how much I'm thankful for her mentioning to me. She's like, hey, I think my friends are about to start an academy. It's a homeschool thing. And turns out it was all these teachers retired from, or they were at Pier Creek in like West Haven area. And they hosted a Zoom, and like 100 families showed up. And so they rented Roots Academy and started this hybrid homeschool. And so it was kind of a learning curve for everybody moving forward. Well, that only goes up to a certain age. So then I was stuck like, oh, now I got to look for, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And we found Heart Academy, which is based out of California, but here. And we were there for a year, and they ended up leaving. And then some people created Vine Christian Academy. And that's where we're at. I
hear that's going really well.
We will probably stay there until senior year. The community is fantastic. The teachers, Amanda, the owner, her mission is, she's just become so passionate about it. There's no way she's ever going to let it fail. And I think this will be year 3. They had over like a 91% return rate. They had to open the campus, like the upper campus, 2 more days because there's so many kids. I mean, just between 7th and 8th grade, I think there's like 112 kids or something from last year. And it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. Like this was the first year that they had someone actually graduate, because when they started, they were in the 11th grade, and then this year was 12th. So we love it. It might, my daughter, she'll be in kindergarten 2026. I'm not sure that's where she'll go, because it is hands-on, but with older kids, like it teaches them independence, and they get to be like, you're just getting them prepared for so many things. But we love it. But if she may go to Haven, where that's like 9 to 1, 4 days a week. We hadn't got there yet, but either way, that's the one of the 2 schools. We will be opting out of a public school for that. But
yeah. No, that's fantastic. And I mean, Ethan's a rock star. I mean, he's not like he's not your typical 15, almost 16-year-old. One of the things that blows my mind, and I don't know what y'all's opinion on this is or whatnot, but there's so many kids these days that their 16th birthday comes and goes, and they have no desire to get a driver's license. And it blows my mind. I
don't know what that is. I don't know what stems from some of that. I could not wait to have my freedom.
Yeah.
Now, some 16-year-olds, including my son, probably, I mean, it's not like he's just going to get free reins like my parents gave me. Like, right. I didn't need free reins either. I got them, but, so, yeah, I don't understand what that is at all.
Yeah. Well, same here. I mean, my son at 11, I mean, Castle would, if there was a way to get a driver's license today, he'd have one.
Yeah.
In fact, not too long ago, I bought a little 5-speed convertible just so I could teach him how to drive a 5-speed. Like, you need to learn how to drive a 5-speed. And that kid, he goes, "Did you put it in my name?" "No, I didn't put it in your name. You're 11. Are you crazy?" But at 11 years old, he's trying to get me to put the car in his name. No, that's not happening.
It's really crazy. It's strange. And I think maybe too, it's overwhelming, from the kids, some of the kids I know, they're in public school, and it's like, they're overwhelmed with homework and these and, but then, then I have neighbor kids that they got theirs right away that she plays basketball, but maybe that's her free. And then girls may be a little more mature to handle things, but yeah, I've just never understood what that, because there's not one part of me that felt that way.
Yeah. I mean, I was on my birthday. You went and got your license.
Yeah. Then and there.
There was no waiting. If it's okay, we're going to do a little short answer, just kind of your approach on some topics as it relates to kids. So education, we just talked about, sports. So, right now we're neck deep in baseball. Have we tried other sports? What's
No,
okay.
He's pretty much knew what he wanted to do.
Okay.
He tried basketball for like a year or two and just wasn't his thing. Yeah. More than a year or two, but it was just good to get him out there to see if that was his thing. Once he turned about 11 or 12, it's kind of like, okay, this is the time you need to make the decision if like, which one is it? Pick a lane,
That's right.
Yeah.
What about social media?
He just got Instagram in the last like 6 months. Mm-hmm. But Nick and I both have it on our phones, and it is a teen account. That's as much as I will give on that. I got you. It's too much. Now he has a YouTube channel, but we control all of those.
He's got quite the YouTube channel.
He does. He has a lot of followers.
So if somebody wanted to follow,
just Ethan Hiter.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And he's got a serious following.
It's like 20,000 or something. Yeah. He's got a few videos that have millions of views, which is crazy. He's like, Mom, we need to monetize that. I'm like, I know. Here's the information. You figure it out. I do not have time for this right now.
Well, he can call me anytime.
Yeah.
What about sleep? How important is sleep in your family and kind of teaching him as he grows up?
It's we're not a family that has a go to bed, get up time. Mm-hmm. Which will eventually be there. I guess our life is just so crazy. Like this weekend, we were up every day at 6 a.m. going to baseball. Mm-hmm. Some days, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock. It just depends on the day. And that's the freedom of homeschool, working for yourself. If we were working 9 to 5, public school, we'd be having to get up the same time every day and rush to get back in bed before the day started again. Yeah. But I'm like, I just need at least 7 to 8 hours. My daughter, she sleeps for 12 hours. It don't matter what time she goes to bed. She's sleeping for 12. If she takes any sort of nap, you got 5 hours before she's going to sleep. Mm-hmm. She is just wired all the time. So, but sleep's important. It's a big part of your health. And I don't, and I try to not convince my husband, but like, hey, you need to read these articles. Like, women need more sleep than men. It's proven. It's our hormones. Like, we need more sleep. And there's times of the month we need even more sleep. Like, it's proven record. So, when I'm falling asleep on the couch at 9:30, don't ask me why I'm sleeping. It's because I'm tired.
That's right. Well, obviously, between the kids and insurance business and the podcast and all the things that you guys are into, there's a lot of things going on. What are you most excited about that's coming up?
I am excited about anything that makes money while we sleep. So, some ventures we have with you, processing credit cards. That's you go to sleep, you make money business. Mm-hmm. The project between Nick and Brad at the new studio. Yep. Saying it all out loud, it's like, oh, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work on the front end, but once you got it all dialed in and it's just a machine, it just goes. Even like just the podcast that Nick has and the growth and the affiliate opportunities that are coming along. I mean, it's kind of like you're in that moment, like you realize like, okay, things are really starting to take off. And, at the last month, I think we've seen Nick get recognized at gas stations and stuff. I'm like, what? This is so weird. I mean, but even before then, like I remember being out to dinner like 5 or 6 years ago, because he's always been on social media. Mm-hmm. Like, are you Nick Hiter's wife? I'm like, yeah. Like, well, we recognize you from this, So just the growth of all the seeds, But at the end of the day, it's the things that let me go to Dubai and I can still make money while I'm there.
That's right. Absolutely. What advice would you give to somebody out there that's listening to this and they think that, oh, that's for somebody else? That's not something I can do.
Anybody can do. We all have the same opportunity. We are all made from the same creator. Mm-hmm. And you just have to dive into that and find out what... No one says you have to go do something you don't love. You may not love it at first, but find something you love and find out how to monetize that. Or you're going to do something you don't love. Like, that's my biggest advice. Did I grow up to be a health insurance agent? No, I wanted to be in radio. But I mean, here I am, and it's, made our family thrive and built some incredible relationships and opportunities along the way. So I'll take it.
Well, I think too, it's also about, don't get me wrong, there are things that you can absolutely be very passionate about and love doing those things. There's also things that you can be passionate about how you do them and what it brings to your life. Again, I've heard Nick say many times, he never thought he'd be an insurance person, but how y'all have shaped your lives because of being in insurance. And what it's fueled beyond that, it played very well. It wasn't, you didn't show up like, oh my God, I got to come back to work every day. No, you did it the way you wanted to do it, in a way that was true to you, as opposed to trying to fit into everybody else's mold. I
wanted to be the opposite of what everybody else, like, if there's a commercial, I'm never going to use that product for something. If the government's telling me, hey, you need to not eat meat or you need to not this, I'm going to do the opposite. Like, it goes with all the things, because it's like, that's how you're different. That makes you the 1%.
That's right.
So
absolutely. All right. Well, here's a little bit of a fun section. So if you had to put together a bowling team to bring awareness to some type of charity, it could be the charity of your choice, but the whole idea is to get as many people watching that and donating whatever as possible. Who are you putting on your team? And this can be anybody you know, anybody you don't know, anybody that has ever lived throughout history.
My team would consist of, oh man, that's a good one. Right now, like, someone that's in the news is Todd Chrisley, because he's just funny and you just want to see what his next move is. I love Elvis Presley. Who doesn't want to watch Elvis Presley, bowl? And golly, what, is there any women? I love her, Candace Owens. She's one of my top favorite people. Everybody's always want to hear what she has to say. Probably Russell Brand.
Okay. No,
he's
that's
a fun guy too. He's just, what a transformation that guy's made. Like, I just love him. I just love him.
Well, and I think he's in this space. When I say this, people are going to roast me. But I think of him in a lot of ways like Joe Rogan, in that Joe Rogan is truly inquisitive. Like, he doesn't pretend like he knows the answers to everything, and he wants to know what you think, and he wants to know what's coming out or those types of things. But at the same time, both of them, if you lie, they will call you out.
Yeah, they'll fact check you in a second. Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic. I think it's what makes both of them so special, is because, one, they're willing to be incredibly inquisitive and make no assumptions about what they know or they don't know. But at the same time, when somebody crosses that line, they do not let them pass. It's like, nope, I'm calling you out right here on my show. You don't get to do that here.
I have one more person to add.
Okay.
It's Jelly Roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Because his energy is so captivating, and he is on a mission to make everybody speak his truth. Like, that's what we're all supposed to do. If we're love Jesus the way that we all say then we're supposed to be screaming at the rooftops. And I think he does an incredible job of that. And I'm so in admiration for his faith and his boldness in doing that and just changing things up. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's great. That is a cool lineup. Now, you got to pick one more. You got to pick somebody to commentate. Somebody's going to MC this event.
Oh, my goodness. Let me think. Oh, gosh. Nate Bargatze.
I love it. A couple people
so many
have mentioned
locals.
Nate. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Half those people live here.
Yeah. Well, that's good, though. I mean, they're going to be so passionate about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. One of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with, but I think it's important that we put some thought into it, is how do you want to be remembered?
For making people feel better about themselves. For helping them find what Jesus sees in us, like what God sees in every one of us. Like, he forgives us every day to help people feel good about themselves.
Yeah. I think as a parent, one of the things that it is absolutely up to us to do is to teach our kids to pray, to talk to God. And one of the things that is just part of our nightly prayer every single time, whether I'm doing it, whether my wife's doing it, whether my son's doing it, or whether we do kind of like a round robin type of prayer, it is that God gives hope to those who have lost hope. Because I think without hope, what do you have? You don't have anything. You don't have the will to get up. You don't have the will to move forward. And so I just think that is an incredibly important thing to ask God for, and an incredibly important thing as parents is that we teach our kids to pray and to speak to God.
And in helping people feel good, you're planting that seed of hope that they can do the hard thing and make the move to change their lives physically, mentally, financially. And, that's the Maya Angelou, like, people don't remember what you said, but they always make the way you feel, which there's a little untruth to that. People do remember what you said. There's people that hold grudges. Yeah. And that's, I always told my husband, because he's like, words are important. Like, I feel like words have more of a impact than what someone does to you, even physically, or unintentionally made a mistake, or even like if you lie. But it's those words that, like, just, man, those words can sometimes cut, like the sticks and stones. But no, that's not true. That's not in my opinion. Like, just there's things I remember people said to me when I was younger, and I forgive them, but just don't forget it.
100%.
Forgive them for my peace, not for theirs. But
that's right.
Yeah.
Just because I forgave you doesn't mean that I forgot.
And I think that's what makes me want people to feel good. I never want words to be something that 10 years from now that person is still thinking about what I said to them to make them feel bad. Yeah. I never want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been fantastic having you come in. And if you will, how do people get in touch with you? What is the best way for somebody to work with you? Like, what's the process for that?
The best way is honestly send me a message to 615-905-6050. That is my business line, and I can get texts or calls. I'm also on Instagram, Team Hiter, Rhiannon Hiter, or Facebook, Rhiannon Hiter or Team Hiter. I mean, a million ways. Or go to our website, teamhiter.com. You can schedule an appointment right there. It goes straight to my Calendly link, and you book a Zoom, and we'll get you your help.
That's perfect. Well, Rhiannon, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing with our listeners a little bit about health insurance, how they're not all the same, and what it really means to sit down with a professional and kind of walk through what is best for somebody.
Yep.
And then also thank you for being a part of the National Prayer Breakfast and spreading hope and kind of trying to spread joy and lift people up all over Middle Tennessee and abroad. I can't wait to see the pictures when you do go to Dubai.
I know. It's going to be fun.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, team, you heard it here on the Charge Forward podcast with Miss Rhiannon Hiter. And again, I hope that you took something away from this episode. You took something away from Rhiannon's story, whether it was some of the leadership skills that she learned, whether that was working in Nashville, downtown, the bar scene, whether that was in healthcare, whether that was in starting their own business, or whether it's in the National Prayer Breakfast and leading her own team at home, raising two fantastic children. But I hope you took something away from this that you can kind of plug into your world, or maybe it opened your eyes for you to look for that thing that you can improve your life with. Until next time, I'm Jim Cripps from the Charge Forward podcast. Again, this is from Hit Lab Studios here in Middle Tennessee. Until next time, take care. Team, is Jim Cripps here with the Charge Forward podcast. I just want to tell you, I love you. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you for subscribing and sharing the Charge Forward podcast with people you know and you love, because that's what we're here for. We are here to share the amazing stories, the things that people have been through, the ways that they were able to improve their life, so that you can take little nuggets from theirs and help improve your story and be better tomorrow than you were today. I hope that this is the tool you needed at the right time, and that you find value in the amazing guests that we bring each and every week. Thanks so much, and don't forget, new episodes drop every Thursday.